a fascinating glimpse at what could be for the Patriots this week and their fans as the team heads to Buffalo, where Drake Maye will go head-to-head with the man he's most often compared to. That's Bills quarterback Josh Allen. Allen, the presumptive NFL MVP at this point, having one of the best seasons in the league with 25 touchdown passes and 11 rushing touchdowns. So Maye was asked ahead of the draft in April who he has modeled his game after, and he answered, guess that? Josh Allen. All right, we bring in Dan Shaughnessy to help us talk about this. So, Dan, this is clearly a lost season. The Patriots are a lost cause. The expectations couldn't be any lower for these final three games. However, when you look at Drake Maye going up against Josh Allen, the person that I think Patriots fans want Drake Maye to eventually be, what can we learn from this matchup? And is there anything positive that can be taken away from the Patriots for the rest of the season?
Of course there is, but it's a high bar to be talking about Josh Allen with Drake Maye. I mean, Drake Maye, we love Drake Maye. We like what we've seen. They're not letting him open it up at all. They're playing so conservatively. Everything's underneath, to the side. You know, let him throw it over the middle, a little downfield. Open it up a little bit at the start of the game this time because you're going to lose anyway, so let him fly. But it's unfair to be comparing him, to even have him in the conversation with Josh Allen at this point. It's like talking about Brian Bayo and Pedro Martinez. You just don't do that.
I will say this, though. Like, do you remember how bad Josh Allen was when he first?
Yes.
He would make boneheaded plays.
Mistakes.
Bill Belichick had his number. I think at this point in their careers, Drake Maye's ahead of where Josh Allen was at. When Josh Allen was a rookie in terms of accuracy, polish, decision-making. So I agree with you. It's a high bar. But there's a lot of people that did not think Josh Allen was going to be Josh Allen based on his first two seasons.
Right. Bad decisions, turnovers, ball security. And there's a big ball security thing with Drake Maye as well. But Drake Maye's, I mean, they've both been on bad teams starting off. You generally have that when you start off.
Yeah.
I just think Allen was showing you more early on in terms of the physicality. He is bigger. He's bigger. He's more bruising when he runs with the football. I mean, as good as we like Drake Maye running, Josh Allen's a force when he runs with the ball because he's so damn big. But those guys tend to get hurt, not when you're as big as Josh Allen.
Josh Allen has run for a touchdown in 5 consecutive games. The Patriots hoping to break that streak. So people feel good about the quarterback and Drake Maye, not so good about the coach and Jerod Mayo. This was Robert Kraft's handpicked choice despite no head coaching experience. Just reading the tea leaves of what you've written, you feel like this is a mistake and they should move on from Mayo.
I do. I mean, we like Jerod Mayo as a human being, as a good guy. When he was a player, he was a wonderful, go-to guy in the locker room. He was even good on TV. Not easy to do. Just ask Chris Gasper.
It's not easy. I mean, I follow it up all the time, Dan.
NBC Sports Boston. There he is. He's up there doing the show. But as a head coach, he just looks overwhelmed. I mean, he's talked his way into a lot of bad situations. He has to double back and fix things. The conservativeness. You're going to lose anyway. To me, he's trying to lose closely and not get blown out, and I don't like that approach at this level. It's the experience thing. 30-year-old guy had never coached as a head coach anywhere. 5 years as a linebackers coach. They wouldn't even name him coordinator, which he sort of was. So this is it's not his fault, but I think he's not the problem, but nor is he the solution. And the longer you go with this, the more you're behind the ball. And if guys like Vrabel or good people are available, you got to move now. Clean things up and start over again next year.
How much of this do you put on the roster and sort of the supporting cast? That's right. I mean, in baseball, what they would do is fire the pitching coach and fire the bench coach and fire the hitting coach here and keep the manager. So is there any of that could work where they swap out the offensive coordinator, maybe DeMarcus Covington's not calling the defense, and also they bring in more talent? Like, Dan, I have not covered sports as long as you and Kevin have, but I've covered the NFL since 2006. This is one of the worst rosters I've ever seen on any NFL team.
Right, and again, you know me, I go to ownership with this thing every time.
Okay.
This is the Crafts. This is like cheaping out on the roster, under the cap, not going and spending for players, and hiring cheap coordinators and cheap assistant coaches and cheap head coaches instead of the process. Go get Bigfoot guys to come in here and run the operation like they can. And they've cheaped out all over the map on this thing. The roster's very bad, you're correct, but that goes all the way to the top in my view.
Yeah, ownership certainly with a lot to fix.